Time to bring in Pat Pagano, get a check on the forecast. Good morning, Pat.
And good morning. We have that other front, moving by this morning. So some wet snow shower activity, but then it's going to turn partly sunny. It will be brisk. I use that word instead of windy. Yesterday, Hartford had a wind gust of 55.
Well, you don't have to tell me, Pat. I sat for 8 hours without power yesterday. My generator, I wanted GK Electric was just the best. I got home and the power had gone off at 10:30, and my generator wasn't running. And so I asked my Heidi, who watches the dog, what happened. Well, she said the generator kicked on, but then all of a sudden it stopped. So I called my generator guy and left a message, and 20 minutes later he said he was just finishing up one job. He'd be right over. So he was over within about 45 minutes and got the generator working. But power was off in my section of town for 8 hours.
Wow.
There was trees knocked down below me, trees knocked down above me. I think in Connecticut, 15 to 20,000 people didn't have power yesterday because of those wind gusts. And I'll tell you what, it felt like 5 degrees outside yesterday when you were in the wind.
Mm-hmm. And that was all predicted. And matter of fact, we predicted that back on Friday.
Yeah,
So I told you Monday was going to be howling winds, blustery. Why there wasn't a high wind warning put out instead of a wind advisory, I don't know. But that's not your
ballywick.
Right. Now, so today will be brisk. What do I mean by that? We'll have winds 15 to 25, maybe some gusts to 30. And it'll be partly sunny, and the highs will be higher than yesterday, 45 to 50. Tonight, clear and 25 to 30. Sunny, much less wind on Wednesday, 50 to 55. Sunny Thursday, mid-60s. Partly sunny Indian summer like Friday, 70. Weekend, partly sunny, 65 to 70, both Saturday and Sunday. So there is a spell of Indian summer weather coming our way.
And we deserve it, or at least I deserve it.
Right. And Eta is a monster hurricane, 150 mile per hour winds, ready to come ashore in Nicaragua. It is going to bring catastrophic flooding there. There's no doubt about it. And where it goes is anybody's guess. We know for the next several days it's going to meander around Central America. But as we get into early next week, we'll have to see what happens. Will it head for the Gulf? Will it head for Florida? Will it go further south? We don't know. All the models are in different directions with that. So we'll just wait and watch and see what happens there. Aside from that, that's it. Today is Election Day. If you haven't voted already, get out, vote. The weather will not be a problem. And we're just voting for partly sunny skies. We can't lose.
I can tell
We're guaranteed.
I can tell you this right now. I got sent a picture as the polls opened at 6 o'clock this morning, okay? Here. In front of Salisbury Town Hall, the line was outside the town hall, 20 to 30 deep, at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Gee, and everybody was expecting that today the lines would be so much less because so many people already voted.
Well, what it goes to show you is that so many people have already voted, and we've been so happy in this country if we get 50% of eligible voters to vote. People think that's good. It's not. Now, this year, because of the pandemic and everything else, you've already got a 90% turnout of last year's, which was about a 48%, okay? Mm-hmm. So if the regular people now show up and vote that normally vote on voting day, we'll probably go between 60 and 70% of the population. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Now, and that'll also mean that, you know what? All these people that have been afraid of expanding voting and stuff like that have been wrong. It's a good thing to have people be able to vote before Election Day, to have people be able to mail in their ballots. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. But I was very surprised, very, very surprised this morning when I saw that line in front of Salisbury Town Hall. And I want to thank Ted Brazy for sending me the pictures, because it's something that you don't normally see this early in the morning out here. In cities, yes, But normally it's a lot easier out here in the country. You know,
Do you
people.
think? Do you think that they're? I mean, I'm praying to God that the next big election, of course, there's no pandemic. So do you think that they're going to continue to allow
Yeah,
early voting, even if there isn't?
I think once the gates have been opened, they're opened. I th-
Okay.
I think I think that once people see that they can get to vote. Normally what happens when there's hour-long lines, 3 hours in the cities and stuff like that, some people don't get to vote. So I think now that it's been done and you can see that this many people can vote, I think they'll rearrange it a little bit, but this is going to live with us from now on.
Wow. Very interesting.
And
Very
I think it's good too. I think it's
Yeah.
good. I think it's good. It gives more people an opportunity to get out and vote. Now, I always vote by going there, so I'm going to obviously have to wait in line for a few minutes today. But you know what? I'll wait in line. But it's going to be interesting to see how many Americans really do vote when we come into the end of it. Now, on to your weather station. I saw I saw
display.
the
Yeah.
display. That's impressive. That's
Very
impressive.
And each one of those parameters, Marshall, like say you were to click on the temperature,
Yeah.
if you click on that, a graph comes up and it plots the temperature and time for each day. And not only does it do that, but it keeps a history so that you can go back to any day and see what the high and low was in every category for every day. So it is really, really done to the hilt. And I think it's worth every penny that they're charging for that.
Well, if I ever purchased that, I wouldn't put it on my roof, but I would put it off my back deck porch.
You could do that.
Yeah.
They have two options, as you saw with the mounting. One to go on your railing, your wooden railing, and the other one to go on a pole.
Yeah.
So it's up to you where you want to put it. As long as you don't have anything around to obstruct, like rainfall or wind, you're fine.
Yeah, there's nothing. When the wind blows, everything blows off my
Yeah.
deck.
So that would be great. So you'll be able to put it. All you need is two, I think, number 10 screws, which they don't supply. Screw that into your deck. Screw in the base, and screw on the unit. Pair it, and you're done.
I think there's a possibility I might have one of those in my future.
I think you should. I think you're so weather oriented, and it would also be great to have something like that to rely on as far as you could tell me, Pat, this is the low, this is the high, this is how much wind. Yesterday, the instrument recorded a 45-mile-per-hour wind here, which is good because not for anything, but the wind was coming out of the northwest, and to the northwest of this sensor are big pine trees. So if it recorded 45, that was pretty accurate.
All right, somebody has already texted me. What brand did you buy? What I'm going to do is I'm just going to send them all the information that
Yeah.
you sent me. I'm going to send it to them after I get off the air. I think you might sell a couple of those.
Well, I should talk to the company and get a commission,
I
huh?
was going to say that was like the first two trips I took when I started Q103. I took trips to Bermuda on the Queen Elizabeth II, and I got everything for free. But I had to get at least 25 people signed up. I had 50 people signed up the first year, and the second year I went, I had also 50 people. And even though I got everything for free, somehow I managed to spend $1,000 each time. I think I was gambling. I'm not sure,
Oh, okay.
but I got everything for free. So it was it's so you should send them a letter and say, hey, by the way, I'm talking about this. You should give me a deal on this.
Well, I already paid for it.
Well, still, maybe some sort of service deal or something like that. I don't know.
Right, yeah. That's a good
They're
point.
obviously going to upgrade it in the future.
Right.
So, well, Pat, you've given us the weather forecast, and as our good friend Bob Harris used to say, for everybody's stroll to the polls.
Yes, and be safe, vote, and I'll see you tomorrow with or without any results.
Okay. So long, Pat.
Bye-bye, Marshall.
Pat Pagano this morning in the Weather Center with a check on our tri-state forecast this morning here on Robin Hood Radio.